laughing already. We're just getting started.
No, you were turning around to go and do something. You went, oh, no, I'm live.
Hi, everybody.
Evening. Well, afternoon.
Sorry, I was just messaging through.
Oh, well, Michelle is going to be in charge of the chat.
Yep.
Because I'm hoping I invited a special guest in from the fishing community, and I wanted to, have a chat with him and everybody else. And this is anything goes, asking questions. And I'm looking at the chat now, and I think we have a new person. I've never seen that one before.
And Corey.
Is that Corey?
Was Corey T 1976 in?
Oh, that's Corey. Yeah, he's part of. Yep, we were talking about our sticker exchanges, doing stickers.
Right. So
but I haven't known Food from Afar, but he said Stuart's coming in. Okay, so you must be your friends.
Food from Afar. Ooh, Food from Afar. Ooh. Stuart's coming. Oh, he's saying Stuart's coming in. So they must know Stuart.
Yeah. Food from Afar might scare me a little bit.
Why?
Because of what you guys make me talk about with food.
You don't even know what part of the country they're from.
That's right. And I'm wondering
what part of the world they're from.
We're gonna give it a few minutes because it's just now 2:00. But if we want to welcome who we have in so far, I think I can do it until our guest comes in, Michelle, if that's okay.
Yeah, perfectly fine. If you want to, it's your stream.
That David.
Well, I also found out I hit that little button that you guys get the watch hours too. There was a little button where you guys, it's almost like a joint panel. You know how you guys all do sharing the screen?
Oh, yeah, stream this to your audience. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. So you guys will be able to do it. Michelle or Carl, you guys know how to put in everybody's links.
We're not mod. I'm not a mod.
You have to make Michelle.
You have to make me a moderator to do it. I can't do it otherwise.
Okay, Carl, tell me what I need to do.
Go to YouTube. Michelle put a message in.
I shall put a message in my.
Oh, I don't. I don't want to go to YouTube because it's going to take me off of this screen. Oh, crapola.
Really?
Never fails.
No.
All right. It doesn't.
Right, just let me see. I've got to go into your.
You've got to go into YouTube.
I've got to go into YouTube, and I've got to go into YouTube and put a comment. So where are you?
Are we sitting comfortably?
Are we sitting comfortably? You carry on chatting, Tammy.
Hey, you know what? I try. What is this? My third one?
There we go.
Third, 23rd.
Oh, hush.
It's not.
You just wait till Halloween. I'm telling you.
I'm looking forward to this.
I'm looking for flat pack rockers to go in the back of your truck.
Oh, well, I'm sure Phil one. So, all right. We've got Carl started by saying good evening all, and it's evening over there, and it's afternoon here. And Octal, hey there, buddy. We've got Randall. Hey, Randall, what's up? You working? We got David Mackey saying hello, everybody. And by the way, Ray will be in here. What is he usually doing? Eating. Corey, hey buddy, 1976. Yep. Excited. Corey got in touch with me and wanted our address, and we're going to start doing sticker swaps again. We had somebody send us a sticker, and Oh, there.
I saw your train ram, and I went, oh, when I saw that, because you're not allowed to do that in this country.
Really?
You know all your stickers on your back window?
Yeah.
It affects your insurance.
It infects your insurance in this
Well,
country.
I don't know. I'm gonna be taking the train mobile up to Maryland. So if I get stopped along the way.
Yeah, Tammy, I've just had a picture sent through to me. If you want
Oh,
to,
no.
if you want to share it, it's you just got to click on it.
All I have to do is click on. It better not be anything nasty. Who sent?
No, I've not seen
clean.
it.
Don't worry, it's clean.
I've not seen it.
Who
Nothing to
sent?
do with me.
Who sent you, Carl?
Yeah, it was sent to me.
Oh, come on. That came from Sprue. Now, how do I get it off so I don't have to look at it?
Just remove it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
How do
Yeah,
I
all
remove it? No, that's why you're not going to come up here, Sprue, because you did that. We have food from afar. I would love to know where afar you are.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Our Martine, I'm a lady. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think we said a man or a woman, but that's hello and welcome. They're saying hi to everybody. Yes, we figured you came from Stuart. Stuart better show us butt in here too. Gina. Hey, Gina.
Yeah.
Hi, Gina.
Oh, Gina, I didn't want to say that, but I went, hi, Gina. And my goats went, bah. They're right in the back of the building. So it was kind of funny. I didn't want to say it, but I said it anyway. Hi, A-Frame. Hey, Joe Raider. Black Rock Central. Hey, buddy. He's train community. First time here. Thank you so much. Dwight Curley, I sent you an invite, buddy. Why aren't you up here? And that's it for right now. But I'm hoping, I don't know where my one special guest is. But today I was hoping to ask some questions. I actually was prepared. And Carl actually brought it up because I go on Carl Michelle's, Lindsay's, Sprue's, all their channels, and they're all over in the UK and Scotland area. And we always have this conversation about, the different kinds of food. Oh, there he is. Okay, forget about the food. There's our special guest.
Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Bob from Anyfin.
What's going on, everyone? Carl, who we got in here? Michelle and Tammy. I just got done fishing, so I'm on my way home right now.
Cool.
So I'll just switch the camera forward, so at least you get a view.
So we're going on a journey. We're going on a trip. Road trip.
Well, that's why I brought him on, because this is, our Thursday stream. I bring everybody who is friends with us and try and get the views and what they do. But I really wanted to talk to Bob. Well, I don't even know if I can say it like Stuart. Bob. How Stuart called you, Bob. But I would love for you to share your story and experiences of YouTube, because you have flown through this process like nobody else I have ever seen.
Thank you. It helps to have a wife who's supportive and works a decent job as well. as far as like fishing, I can fish. I've always fished. I was a fishing guide in Alaska. So that part was like natural. It was just a matter of learning the YouTube side of things. And I'm not sure. Like, I never feel like I'm where I want to be with it at all. Try to like invest in like making the experience for the people watching better and better. Like right now, I'm shopping for a gimbal because I keep walking a lot. And I don't want to have to shut down a live. I want to be able to stay live as much as possible because people want to see that stuff. But they also, you know, you can't have a screen shaking around. The hardest part is just learning how to deal with personalities that you might bump into, just like anywhere else on YouTube. That's the biggest problem with me, is protecting my family and young kids from some of that.
And that's what we were actually talking about prior to going live is we have fun, but there's a difference between having fun and making fun or saying rude comments about people's hobbies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And making
content is not easy in this day and age at all.
Right.
Like handicapping yourself for, you know, it makes things a lot more difficult because a lot of people are coming just to have a good time, kick back. They don't, you know, they don't want to have to watch what they say, what they do. They want to just let their hair down.
Right.
But we want a comfortable home for everybody, whether I agree with, you know, some of the things people say or do. Or I don't get into those dividing factors. I just want to have a good time, fish, show a pretty scene, and yeah, try not to you know.
How dare you?
Yeah.
You know.
Now, the other thing that I was gonna talk to Bob about is how did you go about coming from Alaska to the U.S.?
Wow.
Yep. Well, I'm originally from the lower 48. I didn't go up to Alaska till I was done high school, and then I had a really weird work life where I was racing bicycles for a living for a while. I was racing mountain bikes, but I always worked like jobs in between. Mostly had full-time jobs as well. Spent 15 years in the financial industry. But I had a lot of weird jobs going on at the same time. Even while I was racing professionally, I worked full-time for like with stocks and things like that. So I've always tried to make myself, I wouldn't say independently wealthy because I'm not wealthy at all, but independent. I don't know
And I've heard you say multiple times more like a homestead where you live not to have all the materialistic.
Yeah, we don't buy a lot of stuff. We do harvest. I do mainly catch and release. I fish every day. I can't keep everything. But we do harvest a lot of fish, and we do harvest a lot of venison, and their garden is getting bigger and bigger. That was the best thing about just making the jump full-time in the YouTube was I can now tend the garden like I need to.
Right.
And I can expand it. A lot of work we're doing.
That was my next question was you did just leave your 9 to 5, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days a week job to do YouTube full time. And how did you come up with making that decision? And how is it working out? Because, well, I know how it's working out because your subscribers are going crazy.
It's not been easy. Our company was laying off. They went through a series of layoffs, and I figured my job wasn't going to be there long anyway. So as soon as they announced any type of packages, severance packages, I grabbed one. I grabbed one and it was out the door. And I'm glad I did because that the entire department is completely gone now. So they want to save they promised they'd save our jobs. Well, our jobs went to India.
Wow.
They brought in AI, and basically my job is now run by AI, and they then have some people that they can pay a quarter of what they paid me to do the job, but they really don't know anything. They're just computer people.
Right. Right.
That's bad.
Well, that's was my thought when I wanted you to come up on stream, is because I do tap into other communities, and the reason being is because we can all learn from each other. And that's the biggest goal, is we benefit each other by watching each other's streams, because what might work for you and benefit your family, I could turn around. Now, don't ask me to garden because I ain't doing gardening. But, it's like these days my husband hunts. And, the venison, when September 15th comes, which is bow season here.
Same.
I'm single until January 1st.
Yep.
Yep. But
I know. I'm getting ready for that here too.
I've only been one time, and it to give you a little story about when I went hunting, he took me the first time, and of course it was in a box stand way up in the tree. And first of all, I'm like, I have to climb up there and sit up there and then climb back down. And then it was like, you get up there and all you see is like water bottles that had yellow lemonade in them. And I'm like, really?
We call that, when I did construction, we call that fierce lemon. You never tried that one.
But in hindsight, if he can tag out, and down here, everybody's allowed 13 tags.
Wow.
But I can also register and get 13 tags. So everybody shares and in his group. But if he can get 13 or 14 deers in a year, that keeps our meat from September 15th till right at the end of June. So that's a big financial release for us, because we don't have to buy red meat.
Yeah, we try not to buy the beef. And even with our lettuce, if we have a good year, we can have the kale and the lettuce as late as December. We put some plastic over everything.
Yeah.
And kind of like a makeshift greenhouse, just to get what we can get. And we've got so many animals and pets that even if it's not good for human consumption, you can usually end up using it in another way anyway. So,
and that's what we do too. If we don't eat it, our animals will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
so the chickens, they turn everything into food. They'll eat everything. They make great mulch. So we kind of do permaculture, I guess, would what we'd call it if we knew what we were doing half the time. All the different systems kind of work together. We build the soil from the chickens, and they're kind of the heart of the operation, I guess.
Okay, let's take a minute and pick up with chat, Michelle, and I'm going to put the link in because maybe somebody else might want to pop up. And
looks like we got Mosh. I'm just reading some of chat now. I didn't really know how to work that part of it. Just realized that. Howdy, everybody.
And Nitro, Wesley.
Joe Radrin saying hello all.
Awesome. Look at all those chatters. What's going on, guys?
Everyone's saying hi. Yeah. Folk from afar saying my first time here. Yeah. Oh, folk from afar from Ireland. Wow. That's just across the water from us.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Bob.
They'll be back in a mo. Curly Express is there.
There he is.
Dave saying hi.
Your finger, you hit the wrong thing. I do it all the time.
No frills, no mercies in.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Just make sure you hit that like button because we're sharing everybody who's on the panel. I went ahead and get watch hours and stuff.
Yeah, I asked Blind My Productions is saying hi. Just jumping in because they're at work saying hi.
So they can see your face.
I say, yeah.
As
I
you're
was saying hi to everyone. Papa John's saying hi, saying howdy all. Mayhem and Miracles saying hi to Mum and Son and hi to everyone. And A-Frame saying, don't forget the thumbs up.
Thank you.
Don't forget the thumbs up.
All right.
Hey, Ray.
Hi,
There. Who's hiding back there?
yeah,
At least he didn't slam the door.
yeah, Nitro Freak saying sup, Mum and Son.
Ray, Wet Willie.
No. Bob, you got to watch out for Carl.
He's trouble. I like him. I like it.
He's trouble. But no, kind of explain to the people who might not be on your channel what your goal is from getting out of the YouTube into full-time YouTube.
Well, my goal is to do with YouTube going full time.
Yeah.
I always have a couple different paths, just like our fishing channel. Like by the title, you might be able to figure out we're like multi-species, and the idea is always being ready to like target a different species that might show up. That's kind of how we approach life a little bit. I don't really have one pathway because I feel like you're almost guaranteed to fail if you just pick one pathway.
Yeah.
I use it being a fishing guide. I use it as advertising, really, because when you're a guide to go to trade shows, there's so much money, and they take 10 days out of your life every time you go to one to sit behind a booth. I don't ever want to have to do that stuff again. So at the very least, I'm advertising for myself. My younger son is, get this in a stable spot, so I'm not shaking it. My younger son is huge into fishing and was the reason we started the channel. So if he wants to be a fishing guide, this will help get him launched and established. And then hopefully we can do it to the point where like we're just on YouTube and guiding is like a side thing. But realistically, we'll probably be back up in Alaska being fishing guides and running YouTube out of there.
Yeah, what I love about your channel, and you know this because I love your boys, and it's you're doing it with your boys.
Absolutely.
You're teaching them, and I'm going to show you because it's right here. These are what I got from his boys.
Oh yeah, the rock shop. They love the rock shop.
They love the rock shop.
Amethyst.
Yep, because amethyst is my favorite.
Uh-huh.
And they sent me that, and they sit right up here on my computer. But that, I think, is the reason I connected with your channel, just like mine, is I'm doing it with my kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big reason I left the company as well and didn't try to I got all kinds of offers to stay and go to other companies, and I just wanted to get out of the whole 9-to-5 rat race completely. And where I am, I'm away from the city, so everything's like an hour commute. So it's an hour drive. You work somewhere 8 hours, another hour home, and I wanted to be with my kids. And my kids always had my older boy always struggled with schoolwork, and he's got the IEP and all that stuff, and I just figured like I could do a better job if I was around all the time. And that's what I fish 10 to 2 every day. Get them on the bus, get them off the bus. I'm there for homework and have that like stability rather than him to have all the after school programs and all that stuff.
I kind of did the same thing, not so much with Ray because Ray had the personality to be in school. Even though he had an IEP, he liked the socialization.
Yeah.
Anthony, on the other hand,
Mhm.
is highly intelligent, but has no use for people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those are his exact words. And he's going to be 20 years old come October. He
Mhm.
has no use for people.
Yeah.
So to throw him into a 9-to-5 job
Right.
will probably last about a day.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. I don't feel like my kids, like my younger son, I can't see him working any type of job like that. He's too adventurous. And
Yes.
I'm adventurous, and I mean, I sat down. I had to do it when we had the kids. I had to do it to make ends meet. But man, I never felt good. I was just dying of stress. I'm just not that type of person. I can't do that type of job. And he's worse than I am at it. So I just wanted to, create that pathway for him if he decided to do it. If not, no big deal. I can sell the business in Alaska and, still be okay. So.
Yeah, well, I ended up having to homeschool Anthony from kindergarten. And the reason being is he has no use for people,
Mhm.
but he also doesn't have a filter.
Right.
So, and him being on the other side of the spectrum where he's highly intelligent,
Yeah.
school just wasn't keeping up with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with homeschooling, I could just sit him, and it wasn't a curriculum. It was here in South Carolina. We can create our own curriculum because there's a lot of stuff that they teach kids in school that they're never going to learn.
Yeah.
And never gonna use in the real world.
Yep.
But they're lacking is teaching them what's going to hit them every day when they walk out their door. So my goal was to teach Anthony how to keep a household going.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to go to the grocery store, you make your list. You only buy what you absolutely need. You don't do if you can't pay for it in cash, then you don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was lucky enough with Philip having a good job that I was able to raise both boys
Mm-hmm.
with the mentality of I want, because that's what I see when I go out there. And I'm sorry, and if I offend anybody by saying this, I apologize, but I don't. It's when I see the kids in the stores with their moms talking to them the way that they talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
My butt would have been dragged out. The buggy would have been right in the aisle that it's there. And that would have been it. And now parents kind of want to be friends more than parents.
Yep.
And you have to draw that line.
Yeah.
Of what is going to be best for your kid. So, again, that was what I saw with your channel was you were teaching them skills that say, the world just goes ballistic.
Mm-hmm.
Your boys are going to be fine because they're going to be, they already are being taught what they know to live off the land.
Yeah, they'll be better off knowing those skills. The social skills are just like you're saying. My older boy, it's certainly a challenge. I don't go too much on the YouTube, but it's definitely a challenge. And what I really like about it is we have like a good group of subs, and he's got like a group that he feels safe with.
Yes.
And he doesn't have that at school. He doesn't have that anywhere else in society. So as bad as social media can be in some ways, in other ways, it creates these opportunities if they're guarded carefully by parents.
And I know that maybe this goes across the board. Hey, Randall, I did bring you up, but I hadn't forgotten about
you. Hey, guys, sorry I've been kind of quiet. I'm trying to fix me bike. I can't stay long anyway because I got to go up and finish putting spark plugs in my car. So
okay. But what I am finding out, and thank God I don't have younger kids now because I don't think I could handle it at this age. Um, but when, you see what schools are becoming,
Oh,
it's not like what we went to school with. We had fun going to school.
Yeah.
We woke up wanting to interact and have fun and talk and form those relationships. Schools aren't allowing that too much anymore.
nope.
I mean,
It's going in, sitting at a desk, do your job,
yeah.
even
I
read.
be able to do it. I can never sit in my chair. And Kevin's the same way. Like I used to, he does the same thing. And my parents and my wife like cracked up the first time the school told us, he comes down and eats his lunch. And then after he's done, he goes help the janitor mop the floor because he can't sit there any longer. And I was like, that's exactly what I used to do. I used to start helping the janitor in our school as soon as I was done my lunch. And I never told him that. It's just, we're not programmed to sit there all day in a chair. We just aren't.
Right. And, it's one of those, even recess now. I've been to schools and I see, and they can't interact. I mean, I'm sorry, but I got my ass whooped at recess with dodgeball and those hard rubber balls that you would leave marks on you because you got hit so hard. And we did the kickball and we did those, the whirly bird things you could get on and run them around and spin them at like 30 miles an hour and see kids flying up.
Not allowed them.
Yeah, the hot metal slides
Oh yeah.
that would burn your legs. And now they're obsolete because they're so-called dangerous.
Everything's dangerous.
And I'm sitting there and I'm going, well, we're still here.
Yeah.
I might not be able to get on one now, but even the monkey bars and stuff, you're not letting them have that experience, I guess, is what it is.
They're not allowed because here we play like dodgeball, if you like. Here they're not allowed to play it anymore because it's dangerous.
Yes.
We play they played other games in school as well. They're not. It's all banned in the playground because it's dangerous.
Walking around the playground, they walk.
Our kids are all on the phones from the minute they leave the house to the minute they come home, and they're on them in school as well, all the time. They even use them in class.
Yes. And I sometimes, I'm sorry, but I can't do half the stuff that is being taught in school right now. And, and I understand that the Ray's going to waving by because he's going to go and get something again. But it's my interest in how you are doing things with your family, Bob, was your kids are ultimately going to be better off because you're doing what you're doing. You're not leaving them up to coming home to an empty house.
Mm-hmm.
You're not leaving them up to, I was the same way. We had to minimize our household expenses so I could be home when the kids got off of school. And honestly, our middle one, who's in the military, and he's actually stationed up at Fort Wainwright up in Alaska, he would have been in jail because he just had that attitude of, if I want it, I'm going to get it no matter how I get it. And I knew that it might sound like I was a rough mom, but it was okay. You've done this so many times. It's not working. Mm-hmm. You don't like to have a job. I think he went through 6 jobs in a matter of like 7 months. So I knew that wasn't going to be a thing for him. And I'm sorry, there's a limit of what mom will provide. Ray and Anthony have no desire. Well, Ray will never drive. That's a given because I've seen him play the car games and he heads for the police instead of running from the police. But Anthony could possibly drive. He would be okay, but there's no need for him. He doesn't feel like he has to. So Ray and Anthony don't have those wants of the social life where our other son did. And mom and dad is not going to pay for your car. Mom and dad is not going to pay for your insurance. Mom and dad is not going to pay for your gas and the places you want to go if you're not working. And, you know, it came to a head of, okay, we will do what's in your best interest. And right now, mom's going to take you to the recruiting office because
Yeah.
you know, that's what I thought was in his best interest. And I literally drove him to the recruiting office. And I looked at the guy and I said, he's yours. I said, tape him, measure, weight, enroll. And he's like, are you serious? I said, he has no say. I said, because he doesn't want to follow rules. He wants to do his own thing. And I think that's where society is now, is the rules are gone.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
You know, there's no set rules for households anymore. It's like you can come and go when you want. You can do what you want. And, you know, I was always called the helicopter mom because I knew where my kids were all the time. That's why I quit my job. That's why Philip took on a bigger job, was so I could be there so my boys wouldn't get in trouble. And I applaud you for giving up your job so you would have that same opportunity, not obligation, but opportunity to raise them the way you felt would benefit them the best.
Yeah.
And then, you know, every time you watch your channel, they're having a ball. You know, and I mean, some of the damn fish are bigger than Kev.
I don't know if you caught the end of today's, but there was an epic ending to today's live.
Oh no, what happened?
I moved to the lower spot where there was nowhere to really stick the rods in securely. Both rods went down at the same time again, and one went to the left. They just crossed.
Oh.
I couldn't. I tried the one went down to the rapids, and you're talking like a 15 to 20 pound fish. Once it hits the rapids, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I was trying my best to pull him out. So I was pulling the other one across. Ended up, long story short, broke both of them off. I lost it. My rod was flying in the water at one point, so I had to go running into the water to even get the rod to begin with. It was a lot of chaos.
You know, you had me going the other day. I was so mad when you put up that post that you were not going to have violence in your stream and nobody was going to hit you. I read that and I was like, okay, do I need to get in my car?
Yeah, I got slapped on one of my lives.
Yeah, he got slapped
actually.
on one of his lives. And he was saying that, and I got so mad. I'm like, no one's going to do that. And especially if Kevin and Lila are around, I'm going to get in the car. And then I watched the video. I'm like, God dang it, Bob. Really? He got hit by a fish's tail.
It didn't hurt though. That was a hard hit. Those things are not, they're no joke.
They're no joke, but the way you set it up is when you do your lives, it's the way you present them. I'm like, yep, you got me. You got me. It felt like, really? And I'm like, yeah, he got me. But you make it enjoyable to watch. And I knew at the beginning, I was in all the time. And I always used to love throwing a couple dollars at Kev, and he'd get excited, and I'd say, that's bait money. And,
yeah, they loved it. They loved all that stuff.
And, you know, it as you grow, you can't do as much as you did when you were a smaller channel. And, you know, I want to applaud you because you are just going crazy with your subscribers and they are loving what you're doing. So I wanted to bring you up so you had a chance to like, so other people can go and see the enjoyment that you have with your kids.
I appreciate that. Appreciate you having me up here. Yeah, we've been YouTube friends for a long time now, probably 3 years, bumping around.
Yeah. I think 2 years. Yeah, we've been on about 2.5 years now.
Yeah, I think our first year we didn't really know we were even on YouTube. We didn't really understand what it was.
I still sometimes don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
I sit there and wonder sometimes. I'm like, am I even doing what I need to do to
That's
make
a big part. I don't want to go down the different path, but trying to keep up with, like, now that they're pushing verticals, that's the big decision we have. Do we stick to the horizontal, which every time I poll people, they want horizontals, yet you do a vertical and you get 92,000 views. It's like, well,
yeah, I've heard a couple people say that. And I'm like, why is this becoming a thing all of a sudden?
it's just them trying to keep up with TikTok, I think, is what it is. And, but if you also look at the average time, they go from us getting average view on like lives from like 16 or 20 minutes, they drop down to 20 seconds.
Yeah, so, just click through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On the short screen.
Yeah.
Not.
Sorry.
So what's up with going on with you? Ray just said, Randall, what's sitting on that cup or that plate, Randall?
Yeah, I figured Ray would get a kick out of this. This is one of the new members of the fleet. This would be a Rapido -8 40 cm. It's a BC rail, and I just love the BC rail paint scheme, the red, white, and blue, and the silver trucks. It's a pretty good running engine. I mean, it's pretty neat.
Ray just said it's back from the old days.
Oh yeah. Well, I think from what I understand, there's only one of these that's still running on Canadian National. I believe it's BC Rail 46-9, the one that's still running. This one is actually number 4626, but it's a really neat engine. What I like, it's got this nice cowl body on it. You pick it up, you don't have to worry about breaking handrails or anything like that.
If he said it's coming from the old days, then I believe him because he's the one that does all the trains. I do the track and the layouts.
Well, the old days would be the 1980s would be when these things rolled out. But
Shit,
as old as that.
As old as that, 40 years ago.
Oh my God! Thanks a lot, buddy. You might as well just say.
I'm sorry, Tammy. I know the feeling. I look at this and I realize, daggum, this is 40 years ago. These things rolled out.
Well, he's just smiling over here, like when I said he might as well have just called me old. I'm not saying. He's like, I'm not saying anything.
And also, I get the C39-8 back from Scale Trains, and it runs good now.
Oh, keep on.
What's that?
I said, keep on showing him stuff. He's going to be like, I want that one.
Yeah. Know what he's like.
What, Ray?
I'll get it out and let him look at it.
What?
I saw that hours that you got. I saw that same engine you have.
Oh, he's telling Randall when we caught that.
In the train store.
In the train store, yeah.
This one or the Conrail one?
The orange one.
The orange one.
This one right here. Okay. So
see, I don't know what they're called. He tell me a color, so I'm telling you it's orange.
Yes.
But that's another thing. People will say, you know a lot about trains. No, I don't know a lot about trains. That's why Ray's part of the group. Because I couldn't tell you one train from another. I do know the difference between the diesels and the steam. But when it's coming to, numbers and stuff, he'll fly them out of his mouth. And I'm like, all right, I'll just do the track and the scenery work.
Well, just to kind of show you this, both of these engines are -8s, but they're radically different from each other. So.
And while he's doing that, Michelle, you see any where you left off? Because I have no clue in chat.
Oh, I know exactly where I'm up to. There's,
Spruce.
Okay, go ahead.
we got Panzer in earlier on saying meow.
Hey,
Yeah.
Panzer.
People saying hi to each other. Lashonda West saying hi, Tammy Ray. How you doing? Yeah, Nitro Freeze going low. No gardening. No, rather no gardening. She says, laughing. Yeah, she's laughing at you, Tammy.
That's okay.
Everyone's just chatting away to each other, talking amongst themselves,
Spruce sent a picture of
chatting
his
away, and apparently Spruce sent a picture.
Oh Lord.
I don't
Oh,
know.
this will be good.
Not guilty.
It was his dinner tonight.
Nothing to do with me.
It was Spruce
Oh.
dinner.
Okay, do I hit just on that?
Yeah, just click on the picture.
Just click on the picture, and
What is that?
that is sausages, a fried egg, baked beans, and chips.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Beans? No.
Yeah, baked beans.
No.
Heinz baked beans.
With egg?
Yeah, fried egg.
Nope, that's coming down.
Yeah.
Looks good to me. I'll take that.
Uh-huh.
No. Nope, I can't.
She's
Oh, wow.
Well, it's a shame it's not that Bush's baked beans, or I'd say, like the commercial says, roll that beautiful bean footage.
That dog. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I showed them a picture of that. Hey, Anthony Dodge.
Hey, Anthony.
But yeah, we always have. Now, what is, as far as a fish, I watch, and Bob knows this, I watch his cooking, what he does, and there's some green emojis going his way for me also. With some of his dishes. What is the crazy, well, besides the fish eggs?
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't like the fish egg videos.
No, I don't. I draw a no to the fish eggs as well, actually.
Yeah.
I like cod roll.
Oh, the what?
Cod roll.
Cod roe.
But I like it battered.
Okay.
That's
What's
cod eggs.
this dish that you made from something you caught?
My favorite dish?
Or craziest dish?
Craziest? I don't think it's crazy, and a lot of people don't think it's crazy, but a lot of people will say it's crazy, would be carp. It's probably the biggest controversial fish around where I live, or half the people say that's trash, and then the other half, they're brought up on it. That's one of my kids. It's my kids' both of them, their favorite food they've ever eaten is smoked carp, the way we make it. They love it.
No,
Now, I know.
We don't
Yeah.
eat carp.
no, we just fish carp. We don't eat carp at all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know I'm going to say the fish wrong, but down here, they like that. Is it crappie?
Yeah, we say crappie. Some people say crappie.
Okay. That's very
Real good eating.
common down here. But where I grew up, it was haddock.
Mm.
And we can't find haddock down south.
Yeah.
And, I'm not one to venture out of my norm. And luckily, Philip doesn't like seafood. So, it's one of those things. But then I see some things you do cook, and I'm like, oh, he lives where? I can't go there.
One of my favorites is raw bluefish. You make like a salsa out of it, and you, instead of cooking it, you let the lemon juice process it. And you put avocado in it, thyme, rosemary. You make like a little salsa dip out of it. That stuff's awesome.
Now, Philip had showed me, and I was going to bring this up to you. It was, my husband's like a TikTok fanatic. He gets out of work, and God love him. I mean, I let him be when he gets home, but he has to decompress.
Yeah.
And his way of decompressing is hopping on that TikTok, which makes no sense to me
I've
whatsoever.
never been on TikTok. I don't
Um,
fully even understand what it is.
Yeah. Well, he showed me a video, and I don't know if he shared it with me, but it was from over in Japan, and it's a delicacy, but it's just this little wormy looking fish, and it's a drink, and it's supposed to stimulate your senses when you're drinking it, but they're moving around and swimming in your glass. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah, I have to pass on that too.
Yeah. So I don't know what the fish is called. I'm seeing if he sent me the link, because he sends me all the gross, so he knows that it will gross me out. And I was like, there's absolutely no way you would ever get me to try that.
I will try anything as long as I'm with people who that's normal for, and from traveling in Alaska and like living close with Inuit Eskimos, and I know some of the stuff that they eat. Thank God I ate it before I even knew what it was, because I'd be like, oh, I don't want to try that. And it really does expand your mind, because you will limit out a whole lot of foods that you won't do or recipes you won't try. But when you see a culture that does it,
It's called, I'll spell it, SHIROUO, dancing fish. And it's literally,
Oh my.
Oh no, you're all right.
yeah. And they say it's healthy, and they drink it, and it's supposed to stimulate your senses, and you just, no, that's not right. Don't put that in my wine glass. And I was like, so do you have you ever found a new species that hasn't been found?
Oh,
Spruce says it's the pee fish.
Ah,
He gets
yeah.
drunk when you drink and then pees in your drink.
But Bob, have you come across a new species that you have found, whether it be in Alaska or down here?
a new species like that no one knew what was, like a
Yeah.
no.
No.
No secrets hiding anywhere. Closest thing I ever got to that was, and this is more of my wife than me, because she was more the scientist, but we do have the most northern official sighting of a wood frog in Alaska. That was about it. That was when we were living up there. She was hearing them calling. She's like, "That's a wood frog," and we went over to this bog, and sure enough, there's wood frogs in it. So she had to write some piece and document it with the University of Fairbanks, but plaque stating that it's like the most northern official sighting of a wood frog.
And what is a wood frog? What makes it different from?
They're able to freeze solid and their heart stops. So they were studied a lot.
Oh yeah.
I forget what that science is called, but they were pretty popular at one time because of that. And they probably still are. The fact that they can stop their heart rates to the point where you can't measure that it's beating, and then they thaw out and come back to life.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I've seen a documentary on them. It's surreal what happens. Yeah.
Wow.
Really interesting.
All the fish we caught, nothing new. Maybe if we fish the ocean more,
Sprue wants to know if you've had or caught any baby sharks.
We have caught. It depends on what your definition of baby sharks is. But yeah, we have caught small sharks. We've caught, but they're like the goldfish shark type, so they're not like baby jaws, like great whites or anything.
Yeah. Well, down here in South Carolina, down near Oceanside and Myrtle Beach, we have a lot of sharks down there that the guys will pull up from the pier.
Mhm.
They'll be fishing off the pier, and my dad and his wife have a place down there. So when we go down there, we walk the pier and you watch all these guys pulling up these little sharks.
Wow.
And they're not like the hammerhead ones or anything. These are just like real sharks.
Yeah, like a normal shark. Yeah.
Those dogfish sharks are like a nuisance. A lot of fishermen look at them as a nuisance, but that's another fish. You know, we look at trash fish and we look at as an opportunity because they're usually easy to catch because nobody really eats them or keeps them. And then we'll hear somebody like, "Oh, I love those," and immediately my ears perk up, and I'm like, "How do you prepare them?" I heard they taste like this. You know, sand sharks are a perfect example. They excrete through their skin, so everyone says, "Oh, they're horrible." But I know some people like them, and especially like the Asian culture, they were very popular in. And you know, I found you have to bleed them, you skin them immediately. You can't wait. You have to do it immediately, and you got to soak it in lemon juice. And that was awesome. We made fish tacos from it, shark tacos, the kids call it. And yeah, we love those.
Well, your kids are a lot more adventurous than me because when it comes to food, you know, I don't know how I got the way I am because I'm so dang picky with food. But yeah, I would love to get some, you know, even the lobsters, when you go to different territories, they're different. The scallops and the crabs and, you know, you see all that stuff. And, you know, down here where I live, my husband grew up on frog legs. And they'd go out and catch frogs and have the frog legs. And I about lost my whole stomach. And
We
he's like,
frog legs. They're
yeah,
good.
he's like, "Oh, it tastes like chicken." I'm like, "You ain't gonna convince me that it tastes like chicken." But you know, I'm learning by meeting all these people in different areas, whether they work with trains, whether they do fishing, whether they do modeling, whether there's so much intertwined in all these communities if they could just take time to get to know the people in the communities. You know, that's why I wanted to do Thursdays was there's not really anybody out there that's bringing in a genre of people to know, you know, and to physically see, because I don't do just trains. You know, I've learned a lot from the modeling community. I have fish hooks and I don't even know, little fuzzy little thingies that, you know, fishing that ones that Stuart ties and sends. And, you know, but I did mention one of Philip's best friends is a bass fisherman. And he goes into a lot of competitions, and he does really good. Down here in the South, they have some pretty big competitions. And I said, "Have you ever heard of fishing with eggs?" And he kind of looked at me. He's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I know this guy on YouTube that uses eggs when he goes fishing." And he's like,
Maybe not bass, but yeah, for trout.
I'm gonna say not bass. No.
I know, but it was just he knew I knew something about fishing. Where if I hadn't known you or Stuart or anybody else in the, you know, Cindy or anybody in the fishing community, I wouldn't have been able to have a conversation with him. So that's what's nice, and how I look at YouTube on the positive side is now you can have conversations outside of your genre that you know, you make comments on our videos that, you know, you might not have if you didn't know us.
Yeah.
So, and the same with Carl and Michelle and everybody in chat. That's what's nice. You don't have to just like what you do. You can reach out and venture and I guess what's the best word for it is network with other channels. And I will never be where you are as far as subscribers and hours and all that. But
Never know.
you have flown. Don't even go there. You have on your channel. And it's nice to see that it's happening to a great family.
That's nice of you. I mean, it's, you know how YouTube works. What they pay, you would need 50 times that before you can really back off. Living as frugally as we live.
Yeah, but sometimes frugal is okay.
Yeah.
Especially for your kids. They're not going to grow up and expect, even if they get a little bit more. You always want your kids to have more than what you grew up at. And right now, I don't feel we're giving our kids that. I think our kids are in for a rude awakening, the new generation because IT is coming into it. And, it's like, I'm not going to work there for $7.25 an hour. I'm going to wait till there's a $18 hour job. Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not qualified for that $18 job, but now, McDonald's are paying $15 and $16 an hour.
Yeah. They want to more, but then their food prices go up to the point where I don't go there anymore.
Well, and I don't want Ray to work in that environment. I want him to work for what he gets.
Mhm.
And I can teach him better here at home for that than throwing him in a fast food restaurant that might only hire him.
Yeah.
So I think every parent has their own challenges. And I think every YouTube channel has their own challenges. I feel like a lot of YouTube now is everybody's trying to outdo everybody else.
Yeah. There's a lot of competitive, I don't know, even obviously with fishing, but I never think of competition,
Right.
whether we're fishing, or in terms of who has a better channel or more successful. I really don't look at it that way. I think it's more important to grow slow and grow your type of people that enjoy your content, because that's going to, in the long run, that's going to be the only way to be successful, I think.
Well, and you also have to be happy doing what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
To me, that's number one. If you're doing YouTube just to try and make money and it becomes a
True.
hassle or you have drama coming in,
Yep.
To me, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And I want to enjoy what I'm doing. I told Philip the other day, I said, the day I decide I don't want to go in the train building anymore, then I don't need to be on YouTube.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. We dabble with all, we do the vertical lives, the horizontal lives, shorts, long form videos, short video. We do everything. And for that reason, the live start getting trolls in there and I'm not in the mood. I'll just shut it down and won't do a live for whenever I feel like it. And I'll just do long form.
Yeah.
I think it's important to have those different pathways, because I love doing what we do. But my biggest complaint is just dealing with humans you don't want to, that are being rude or won't follow the rules of your channel that you set there. And
Right.
the drama. There's just way too much drama. And I tell you get sucked into it. And then I'll tell my wife, and she'll look at me what are these, kindergartners? And I'm like, yep, it's unbelievable. Some of the drama you get taken into.
Yeah, we've been really lucky not to have that, but I don't do very many live streams, and when I do have live streams, they know Ray's around.
Mhm.
They know, he's vulnerable to certain things. Now, I am not a holier than thou mom. You know,
Sorry.
everybody knows that. You know, I had one person say to me, she got to know me off of YouTube, and she said, I would have never thought that you were that same mom from Mom and Sons that you are off of YouTube. And I wasn't quite sure how to take that, but then I learned, she said, you're just so gentle and nice. And I said, because I don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
And you know, you have to now, you know, I have no problem with people who know me, you know, saying certain things. And, you know, there's certain things that I'll say with certain people on certain lives. But for the most part, you don't want your channel for somebody to come in and go, oh my God, you know, she's just a foul mouth Yankee that now lives in the South. And, you know,
business needs to be pretty clear. Like you would know never to divide your audience, you know, like you wouldn't say, well, if you think this, I don't want anything to do with it, because depending on the belief, whether it's like religion or politics, or you're cutting away up to like 50% of your possible people. And
right.
the fact that you don't agree on one thing doesn't mean you don't agree on everything else.
Well, and that's where I get a lot of feedback of, I really don't like talking about politics. I really don't like putting people down for their race, their gender, their beliefs, because as far as I'm concerned, if I develop a live, I don't want to be criticizing somebody for their hobby because I don't do it. So what gives me the right to criticize?
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of draw the line is, you know, I do have a foul mouth at times, but I try to hold it to hours that it's allowed when I know certain audience members might not be on that. And it's just, I want to get it back to you learn from what you're watching.
Yes.
You know, you learn from the skills of other people. Hey, Medic. And there's a good example, UK Medic.
Okay.
You know, he does phenomenal videos and he is a super guy, but he also has a side of him that can be fun and, you know, the foul mouth and all that stuff, but there's a place and a time for it. And he knows where those lines are, you know, but, you know, during the day, he will show these videos that just, you sit back and you're like, I just needed that to just calm down. And then like in the evening, if I'm like pissed off about something and he have, you know, different time zones. So I'm like, oh, perfect. He's on rant. I can rant and I can do, but they understand you're not ranting at them. They're not judging you for it. And that's, you know, that's what I want. I want, you know, Ray to appreciate the differences in people and not hold, which he doesn't have a mean bone in his body, at least to what he considers he calls everybody, all you guys, his everybody. And it's, you know, all of his everybody's like him. So if his everybody's like him, then you need to be respectful to them. Now, I'm not saying he hasn't heard or seen or all the stuff that every kid has seen. Yes, Mama has no problem grabbing a spoon and throwing it across the kitchen if he mouths off at me. You know what I mean? It's one of those, but when you're on screen talking to people, you be respectful. And I think that's where we're.
When Ray cusses.
He does. I'm telling you guys, every once in a while, that S word comes out of his mouth on video.
Oh, I know, I've heard it a few times.
I know. And there's
I'm
no way I
the
can edit it out. But it's so funny when he does it because, it's at the perfect, you wouldn't think he would do it at the perfect time. But he nails it every time.
He does.
And I have to laugh because he is going to be 27 years old. What 27 years old person doesn't say that S word?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we run family friendly, no cursing. There's only one video with a curse on our channel, and that was my then 9-year-old son. But it belongs in that video, so I couldn't take it out. I had to leave it in.
And see, that's what it is. The times that Ray uses it, it's appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to allow our kids with disabilities or without disabilities, they still have to function in society.
Yeah.
They still have to realize words that people say and the meaning of them. And that's hard for Ray. Is, he never wants to upset anybody. He never wants anybody mad at him. And that's hard to do. That's hard to produce in society because there are rude people out there.
Oh, yes.
So, but thank you, Bob. I really, I was so excited when you finally agreed to do that.
Sure. Yeah, thank you for having me.
To come on, and Stuart was like, well, it's my turn. I said, no, you're next week, so just hush.
Yeah, so I'm just jump on, trying to follow me up here.
But I'm trying to figure out different genres to bring on to just explain their experiences from this YouTube world.
Yeah.
And talk about their crafts and what they do.
I appreciate you having me. I will drop off. I don't know how long you go. That way you can bring somebody else up if you need another box here.
But I know you have things to do because the kids are going to be coming home.
Kids are coming off 8 minutes.
Yep. See, perfect timing.
Yeah.
But thanks a lot, Bob. I appreciate it.
It's everyone in chat on the panel. Nice to meet y'all. Hope y'all have a good
you. Thank you.
Yep, nice to meet you too.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, Michelle, what are you doing, my dear?
I'm only doing a small diamond dots. Yeah, you can't really tell what he is. It's Alf.
The Alf?
The Alf.
Like the cartoon Alf?
It's the alien life force, alien life form, rather. The series that was on TV.
Yeah.
He's sat in an armchair.
You're still not going to get me to do those dotty dot things. Not happening.
This is a small one.
It doesn't matter if it was the size of a stamp. I'm not doing it. Carl, what are you up to?
Not a lot.
Oh, really?
I'm excuse me. I'm painting the mask.
Oh, you're not pulling on the pants?
I'm painting them at the minute.
I
I don't know if you remember the Jim Carrey movie. This is the cartoon version.
Tell them what you have dabbled in lately.
I don't know. What have I dabbled in lately?
All you do now is 3D resin print.
Oh yeah. I'm addicted to it.
God.
I got a resin printer about 3 months ago, and it's run 14 hours a day every day since.
It's been going every day since.
I must have about 200 figures in the other room stacked up ready to go for winter.
Oh my Lord.
They're
It's
in,
constant.
yeah, they're in the porch, they're in the table, they're in the window, they're in buckets, they're in, yeah,
Everywhere.
they're everywhere.
Well, I'm dropping the link in. We have room. Randall, what you got on your plate now?
So this is the other dash. This is the Conrail one. It's been an adventure with this guy because when I first got, I had electrical pickup issues, so I had to send it back to scale trains. They worked on it. They sent it back, and the second I put it on the track, it blew the decoder. So I had to
Ooh.
send it back to scale trains to get a decoder put in it. And then I got sent to Chaffee as a bar out, and it came back while I was gone, so it sat out in the heat and the rain, and it poured down rain. As Drew would say, it got a little moist. But the thing runs good. I put it on track and it runs good ever since. So
Wow. You're not
packaging did job.
You're not traveling this week?
Not today. I did a yard shift last night there, and that was 12 hours. That was 4:30 p.m. to 4:30 a.m.
Wow.
So there was a few trains running.
Well, tell people in the chat who might not know who you are what you do.
Okay, so I'm Randall Ellison, YouTube channel the same name, and my actual day job is driving rail crew express vans, hauling crews for BNSF Rail. So I'm actually one of the guys that's actually out in the field, seeing these trains in person, and a lot of what I collect is BNSF stuff and BN and Frisco, the two predecessor railroads. But I also like getting some of these oddball engines like the C39 you see right here and the Dash 840 CM. Now both these engines are Dash jets, but they're radically different from each other. But I do like collecting some of the oddball stuff. I like fantasy schemes too. I like the fantasy.
Now, with your job, do you stay within the state you live in, or do you have to go to different states to pick up crews?
Okay, so where I drive out of is Thayer, Missouri. The line that BNSF runs is actually called the Thayer subdivision. There's actually two sections of it. The Thayer to Springfield is on the Thayer North sub. Sometimes gets referred to as the Springfield division. And then from Thayer to Memphis is Thayer South. So Thayer is theoretically the halfway point of the line, hence how it gets its name. So when you travel north, you're basically staying in the same state of Missouri. You travel south, you're actually traveling through three different states. You have Thayer, which is in Missouri, and then you go through Arkansas and then into Tennessee. And then if you have to take the crew to the hotel, it's actually in Mississippi. So it's actually four states you're technically in. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting job. Right now, doing things, the trips are kind of all over the place. It's not as consistent or as frequent as it was a couple of years ago. So, it's just kind of play it by ear, but it's kind of picked up a little bit here recently. So we'll see if that trend continues. Of course, working for the road, you hear rumors all the time. I'm here, and they're supposed to get FedEx back. And there's a steel mill that's opening up in I believe it's near Osceola, Arkansas, is where this is at. So they're saying they're going to start hauling steel out of there. I don't know when. There's no official date that's been announced that they're going to start doing that. But so that should help once they start getting those back going again. But,
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
at,
Okay,
at least from last night's. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, at least from last night's yard shift, too much interesting stuff that showed up there. I did see a Montana Rail Link engine last night. So, of course, for those that haven't heard that, BNSF bought Montana Rail Link. They went ahead and leased a Montana Rail Link, and as such, they just went ahead and bought the railroad with it. So BNSF owns Montana Rail Link now. So if you see MRL engines running around on BNSF now, that's why they're starting to show up all over the place. So, but that's just what I was going to say.
Okay. Well, I hope, Stuart, you thought you were going to trick me by putting a different name in. I knew that was going to be Lincoln. How are you?
I am fine, Mom. How are you?
I'm fine. Hey, Octo.
Hi, Tammy.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Hey, we got Alfonso. Hey, buddy.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. I just got off work. I'm just waiting for my ride to go home. Just want to pop in and say hi.
Hi. Did you get your stuff?
What?
Did you get your stuff from Tom Grassi?
I saw the video, but I haven't received it yet.
Okay. So are you heading home now?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my bus.
Okay. All right, Stuart, what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I work here at the thrift store.
Well, I said in chat when Bob was up on panel, and you were giving him an interview.
Bob.
Bob, yes, Bob. This is. I'm tying them up 1,000 flies.
Wow.
I'm tying them up 1,000 flies. I know that some creeks are going to be decorated with trees, but at the end of the day, I said to him, I said, I'll tie up 1,000 and we'll see what goes. So,
Holy cow.
so far,
That's a lot.
I've just got shy of 300 done. I've got another 700 to go.
Now, are you doing them all different?
I'm busy. I'm tying these.
Did you hear what Michelle said? She said you're doing them all different.
No.
Basically, I've done pink ones, and I've done green ones. I've done green with brown bodies. I've now found black. So that's, the only thing that's different about them is the color of the heads. So you've got green heads, pink heads, orange heads, red heads. There's a pink one with a green bead. So there's a pink one with a green bead. So
It's a zombie fly.
For every live, I will be honest, for every live that Bob's been doing, I'm going straight after Bob. So I'm like his after party. I'm like I'm the after party anyway. So people that have like watched Bob will come over to me. Thought when Bob said to me, "Oh, Mom's gonna have me up on panel at 7 o'clock, his time, like your guys' time." I thought, right, that's fine. So that gives me a chance to basically, I can go from 2 o'clock to usually about 6. Gives me a 4-hour gap, depending. So.
Yeah, Cosmic said somebody's doing diamond art. Yeah, we call them dotty dots.
Dotty dots.
Yeah, Tammy's never going to do dotty dots. What are you doing, Octo? Are you doing dotty dots?
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
dots. I also finished this car today also.
Ooh, look at that.
Then it's me.
Very cool.
And then I also do wooden models like this one.
What Michelle does, right?
No, is that a book knock or is that a 3D puzzle?
It's a 3D puzzle.
Yeah.
Evening, Octo.
Hey,
I like
girl.
3D.
Hey, does anyone got dual gauge bumper? Like dual gauge, like between standard and narrow gauge?
Yeah, you do. You, Alfonso, what size trains do you run, buddy?
G scale and O.
Yep, O and G scale. He does the big ones.
Because those are easy on my eyes, you know.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
being legally blind,
stay tuned because
the regular size is part of my eyes. The HO part of my eyes.
Okay.
By the way,
I
I'd
was
like
going
to
to tell
say thank you.
I was going to tell him that,
Go ahead.
yeah, I was going to tell him stay tuned because next month the West Plains Model Railroad Club October display is going to fire up. No, they should have a small O scale layout there. So they did last year anyway.
Yeah, most of my old scales are old equipment. It won't run on the new track system.
Hold on, guys. 1 second. I'll be right back. I got to do something. Hold on.
No
Don't
problem.
forget to flush.
Okay, that's for the repeal engine.
Wash your hands.
Let's just go to chat. What time? Wow, we're now an hour behind chat. Well, everyone's
That's-
saying hi to each other. Oh, Dominique's been in saying hi.
Hi, Dom. How are you?
How's Dominique?
There's Danielle.
Sorry, Danya. Dominique. Oh, how's Dominique? Danya. Dominique, how are you? How's Danielle?
Hey, Matt. Hello, my darling. How are you, babe? I know him personally, so you're all right. I know amateur angler. Hello, my darling.
Okay. I don't know how to do this, but I tried to make a video this morning and it didn't work, but I made sure it was a video this time. So I'm going to send it to Carl and hoping he can show it. There you are. Snowball, you stay inside here.
Real quick. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hey,
No, I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to have to drop out. I got to get my car tuned up. So,
Okay, Randall.
I picked that up. Yeah, I picked that up at Iron Planet Hobbies. I found that.
Oh, neat.
Got to work on it. It's a neat piece. Anyway, sorry for interrupting you.
No, you're fine. I just know that our morning group that does the UK modeling and stuff has seen Philip's new vehicle. And Screw has wanted a different video of Philip in his new vehicle, and because he knows how big Philip is. So Philip is standing like right here with a big old smile on his face.
Have you got the rocking chair, Philip?
Huh?
Have you got the rocking chair ready?
He's laughing as he's going to close the door.
For Grandma Clampett.
Yeah, for Grandma Clampett. But Okay, if you can show the video, this is Philip's new vehicle for the people who haven't seen it.
It's at the bottom. You just got to accept it.
Oh, where is... Okay, let's see if I do this right.
Yeah, I've got to go in now. I've got to press play.
Okay.
Should be it.
Yep. Okay, have a good one.
Oh, it's not doing anything, Tommy.
Why?
I don't know. That's how it's come to me. That's how it's come to me.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
It's possibly not fully got to you properly.
Hang on, just try it on mine. No, it's the same. That's how it's come
Oh,
to
I'm
me.
upset. Oh, crap.
Tommy might have closed it down before it had fully got to you.
No, it's not come to me. All
Okay, wait a minute. Let
right.
me see.
I think I'm with the finger over the lens.
I'm going to have to, I think, huh?
Oh, dear.
Oh, my gosh. It was perfect, too, because you can hear just because it has a carburetor. And most cars now don't have the carburetors anymore. So you hear just like put, 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 as he's pulling it out of the garage. Okay, Randall's there. So this, I'm hoping you can see it on mine, but he's pulling it out of the garage. And I swear he just looks so freaking ridiculous in this thing, but he's as happy as anything.
Right. You put yourself on big screen if you're going to do that. Put yourself on.
Mom, go solo.
I'm going to say put yourself on big screen.
Oh, God, now you guys are asking for a lot, aren't you?
Just press the grey
Just
button.
press the grey button by your name.
Oh,
That's the one.
Give me a
I'll
minute.
play it again.
Wait.
Oh, those are neat little trucks.
That's Philip's new toy. You know, we have that black GMC truck over there.
Yeah.
And he bought that little clown thing. But he is so...
I used to know where one of those was at, Tammy.
Huh?
I used to know where one of those was at. I think it was quite that new, but I used to see one several years ago near where I live.
Well,
Oh, Matt.
he had
Oh,
been...
Matt.
We had been looking for a new vehicle for what's everybody laughing at me, Carp?
No, I'm just laughing at that vehicle this morning.
Oh, no.
When I
Matt.
but what
Well, you're gonna have to jump off now. You have a good day.
You too, Alfonso. Thanks for popping in, buddy.
I just want to stop and say hi real quick before I hit the road.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too. All right.
But he had been looking for a new vehicle because the GMC truck, it does what it needs to do, but he needed a new hunting truck because that GMC needs a lot of front end work. I love that GMC, and you know that's. But we took one day last week. He had known for a while that he had needed a vehicle, so we took one day off together and went out looking for vehicles, and I will never do that again. And they say women are picky. Oh my Lord, when it comes to a truck or a vehicle that he can take to work, I think I looked at 8 of them. And we traveled as far as 3 hours from home. And I finally looked at him and I said, look, I've had enough. Let's just head home and we'll look another day. And while we were crossing into different counties, I was still on the marketplace looking, and I had known he has wanted one of these type of trucks for like the last 5 years. And all of a sudden I start giggling. And he's like, what are you laughing about? I said, I don't want to show you. And he's like, what? I said, well, first pull off the road. So at the next gas station, he pulled off the road and I showed him, and he got all bug-eyed. And it was like we weren't 20 minutes away from where this was. It had always been garage kept. The 26 or 27-year-old got it just as, he liked it. It was completely restored inside, had all these little metallic colors, and it's a 5-speed, and the 5-speed stick is just like this tall pole with bubbles and water. And then the steering wheel is metallic, but you're driving on the opposite side of a regular car. And I looked at it, he said, can we go look at it? And it only had like 65 or 70,000 miles on it. He had it transferred over from overseas. And I was like, this just, the kid opened the door, the bay door to his garage, and I was like, they actually do exist. They actually do look like that. And, Philip's taller than the truck. And I'm like, you're never going to fit in that thing. And he gets right in it. And it honestly, it's quite roomy because it doesn't even have much of a front. And he got in there and he had the biggest smile on his face. And I was like, are we really considering doing this? And he just kind of gives me that look like, I never asked for anything. And I'm like, it's like, all right, whatever. You, and he looks at me and he's like, let's take a walk. And I'm like, I knew where this was going. And he's like, I don't know how to talk to you. You do the negotiating. You do the seeing what you can get him down to for it. And I'm like, well, you said it was worth what he was asking. Yeah, but I don't want to pay that. See if you can get, some marked off. So the guy let him take a test drive. And as soon as Philip pulled around the corner of this guy's garage and I saw what he looked like in it, I just busted out laughing. I was like, you look ridiculous. And he's like, I love it. I love it. And it's a 4x4, so he can take it in the woods with him. And I'm sitting there. So I was talking to the guy and I got him down on price a little bit. And he drove it home and he's like, well, just follow me. And I said, I'm scared to. And he's like, why? I said, because you're going to be driving on the opposite side of I'm going to be looking at what would be considered the driver's side, but you're going to be driving on the passenger side.
On the right side.
Yeah.
Driving on my side, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And now he crossed the yellow lines a couple times, but he's as happy as a pig in shit in that thing. And he took Ray in it the other day, and Ray came back and I said, how'd you like it? He goes, I loved it. I'm like, oh, gee, there's no way. So we were on the live stream with the crafters. What was it, yesterday, Carl, or something?
Yeah.
And Carl decided to be such a nice guy. And as Michelle knows, that's just being facetious. Look at her snorting now. He told me that I needed to be one of the clampets and put a rocking chair in the back of it and be rocking like the granny from the Beverly Hillbillies while Philip's driving it. And so, yeah, I think, Halloween, maybe take a picture of me in a rocking chair in the back of it. I got the gray hair for it, Philip said.
Yeah, but that was Philip's idea.
Yeah.
Matt.
So, we'll see, but he's happy and he deserves it. I mean, he works hard for us.
You think I need a longer dipstick for my car as it doesn't reach the oil anymore? And he also said, I made a carrot of a spaghetti and my sister didn't believe me. You should have seen her face. I drove past her.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, this is my brother.
That must be one of your friends, Stuart, huh?
It's my family. Sorry.
Oh, it's your family. But yeah, he has his truck, so he's happy. To give you guys a little bit about what me and Ray came in with another pack of crackers. Surprise, surprise. But I'm doing the modulars, and the other question I was going to ask everybody, and even in chat, how do people feel about when you start learning a craft and you learn it well? You want to keep your YouTube page, but you want to earn income. So you start a side job of what you started your YouTube on. How does everybody feel about that being done?
Why not?
In every genre, like Randall and Stuart and, Michelle Octal, you guys, with the models. If somebody came up to you, Randall, and said, I want you to build me a layout. Would you say that would be conflicting with your YouTube channel, or that's just an opportunity for you to make some income?
Well, first of all, if they come up to me and ask me to build a layout, I'd probably tell them you're talking to the wrong guy, because I ain't much of a layout builder. All I have is a 4x8 table and a couple loops of track. That's about as far as it's going to get. And
or what if they came up to you and said, I need help fixing an engine?
Yeah, I mean, I would help them do that. I mean, I'm not really, now if it's got electronics and stuff, I'm not smart with the electronics, but the mechanical side, yeah, I could help them fix that, because I've worked on Athearn Blue Box and some of the Bachman stuff.
That taking money for doing the job?
No, I wouldn't, unless I had to buy the replacement parts. Then I would probably want to at least get reimbursed for the replacement parts then for buying that. But as far as helping them fix it, no, I wouldn't charge them anything.
Okay, Stuart, now I know you do, do you sell those flies to people if they want you to make them? You do. Okay. So your YouTube is a business / platform.
Not really. I'll be honest, right? I started my YouTube channel. See, this is the kind of thing I was trying to hold you to avoid, because I'm going to be on your thing next week. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try and not say over much.
Yeah, if you don't want to answer it, that's fine.
No, I do. It's just it's difficult for me, because the reason being, I'm across here, and I don't want to be here. I want to be across the pond. I need to basically be where you are, or where Bob is. I need to be that side of the pond. I have to.
Okay, so you're doing it so you can earn income to move.
Basically.
Okay, so it is a business, but it's a business that you're chasing a dream.
It's business with purpose.
Yeah, it's a business with purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. Good going,
Because the thing is, Bob gave me Bob gave me some money to start with.
Yep.
And I was like, right, well, here's the order for this lot. I got another order that came in. I'm waiting for that. So as soon as the money hits from that, from the second order of stuff that I've bought for these heads, so I can continue doing them.
Yep.
I'll be doing an order next week where I get free fly tie material from the same guy that I get them from, because I get them on eBay.
Yeah.
So basically all these mocktails, it will be a different color. I've got red one, well, blood red, black, and I think grey. But the guy's going to have a look and he's just going to ship them up to me because he says, if you can tie them, you have them.
Right.
He says, the only thing is I've asked is that I get the heads.
Right.
So the next set of hooks I'm going to get, because I have already promised double hook angling these ones, because I think they're too big. But the heads that he's got, this guy on eBay's got, are like 4.6 mil. So if I can get a bigger hook for them, it'd be a lot better. These ones I'm just going off of because they're 1,000 hooks.
Yeah.
But
Well,
some of them don't even look like they would handle anything. I've seen the smaller ones, the tiniest ones, and they just don't look like anything that I would use.
I think I guess the purpose of me asking the question was, if you're good in the hobby that you do, is it wrong to profit off of the hobby that you're good at?
I don't know if I don't profit off of this.
But that's the point.
I'll give you the instance, right? I'll give you the instance. I know that Bob was up on your panel earlier, right?
You get the money to buy the materials.
I get the money to buy the materials, right? I don't charge for my time. But I'll tell you something. With the fly box I sent Bob originally, you know when I sent him? I put on the form for sending across the pond. 50 quid. Right? That should have been like £200 my money.
Okay.
Because
but I guess where I'm going is, say, let's look at Carl with all your 3D printing that you're doing, Carl. If someone came up to you and said, I need you to print, whether it's a friend or somebody that learned of your trade through YouTube videos or word of mouth, would you feel bad saying, yes, I can resin 3D print that for you, but I need to replace materials? And to me, it's hard to put a price on time in the hobbies that we are in.
But sounds like a wounded rhino and bite his hand off.
Oh, Sister says, hi, Stu Wendy. Hi, Sister Wendy. Amateur angler's wife. Our sister-in-law.
Tammy, since we're on this subject, the funny thing about me being in the mall railroading hobby, I often joke that the real railroad takes me away from my mall railroad, because my job is basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Right.
That's how the railroad works, and you basically have very little time to do anything else. So,
right. Now, what about, Octo, Michelle, Carl, with the crafts and stuff that you do? Is it you just do them for fun?
It depends. If someone asks you to do something, depending on what it is, if you're doing a commission,
right,
you're taking the time out. If they send you a kit, if they're sending it to you, you have to build it and whatever. It's your time, so you're having to bill them your time. So yeah, I would, because it's taking me away from what
you would be doing.
To do. Yeah. So
okay.
I want to bill them for my time.
Yeah, I would also bill them.
for my time if they wanted me to commission it.
Okay. So yeah,
See, I don't, because the thing is, I'm the opposite, and I'll tell you why. I don't build them for my time, because this gives me content to make on my YouTube channel.
and okay, with going with that, Stuart, though, is there a fine line? Like most of you know now, I've gotten to the point I build dioramas, I build full-size layouts for people because I've gotten requests to do that. But what I do that makes us money, I don't use as content on our YouTube channel. You will never see a model that I make for somebody else on my YouTube channel. Does that make sense?
That's what I was going to say. If someone wanted a commission doing, that would never go on the YouTube channel.
Right. And that's where I was, making sure that I didn't cross that line, but I feel that's not my property to show. And when people contact me and say, I want you to build me a layout and I want it to be this and I want it to be this, that's not my property. I'm making it, but if they give me the okay to show it, then I'll show it. But most of the time, the people that I have orders for have YouTube or TikTok or Facebook, and they're going to show it anyways and say, this is who made it.
Yeah, it's up to them to promote it.
Right. And that's what I feel.
Some of the statues I started making, I'm only a beginner, I'm still learning, but I've seen them for sale at over £800.
Right.
And one day, if somebody turned around to me and says, oh, I'll give you 500 quid for that, I'll bite their hands off.
Hey, Tammy, I hate to bail, but I gotta get up there and get my car fixed and try to get out my brother's garage so he can have a place to put his stuff in there. So I'm gonna have to get off.
I appreciate you coming in, buddy.
No problem, Tammy. You guys have yourselves a good one.
You too.
Take care, Rumble.
All right, see you guys.
again, Uncle.
So yeah, that was the probably the last question of the stream that I wanted to discuss was, do you cross the line with promoting your business on YouTube versus showing your business on YouTube? And I think it should be separate. Just because, if somebody's paying you to do something, it really isn't your property to show.
Yeah, I think it depends what you're doing and what it is.
Well, the way that Bob and I work at the moment, because we're like a dream team.
Yep.
Bob goes live 10 till 2. I'm the after party. These things are for him. So he's promoting me. I'm promoting him.
Hey, King Fox. Thanks, Randall. Hey, Dwight.
So basically, he knows they're going to get shown when they get across the pond, because when they land in Pennsylvania, he will use them.
Right.
I'm showing how to do it, and then Bob will show you how to fish with them.
Okay. So I guess it depends on what genre of a channel you're doing.
I think so.
Okay. Which I can understand that too.
I mean, I'm between Wendy, myself, right? And as you know, Mum, you were there, right? And I know I'm not going to go into details, but I know, right, that you were and still are a big supporter of Bob, regardless being a member or not, right? I'm not going to bring this up, but Bob said something to me behind the scenes. And he says, I'm going to push my shark members.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of grasped that, thinking, right, if you're going to promote your sharks, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm here. So that's one of the little perks that he's brought up. And I thought, right, let's get this done. He's like, so I'm basically, he's growing. And then it's like, oh, where do we go next? I'm like, well, come over to me because Bob's going to be with me anyway. He'll come in after the live.
Yeah.
So we're helping each other out. I mean, it's a family thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to do. Just like, Carl and Michelle, husband and wife team. Carl might do the 3D prints and Michelle does all those little dotty things. But
I just do dots.
I know you don't do dots. I'm giving you grief. I couldn't do the models that you do that have the electrical components in them. I mean I probably could, but I probably wouldn't have much gray hair left.
Yes, you could.
But it's one of those things. It all comes down to, and we're coming on 2 hours. I'm going to end the stream by saying that the moment you stop enjoying what you're doing, it's not worth being on YouTube anymore.
That's correct.
And you can't expect everybody to like your content. You can't expect everybody to understand what you do for your content. But I do feel that all of us in the YouTube world help each other out and teach each other skills that we don't know. And at least that's how I've learned so much in a short time. Is I adore my train community, but I also have learned so much from the modeling community, from the fishing community. And you're like, how do you learn stuff from a fishing community? I can have a conversation and actually know what they're saying.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be something physical. It's something that creates conversations. So, with 2 hours, I don't know how we did. I don't really care how we did. This is what my Thursday streams are about, is bringing in different genres on YouTube, and everybody gets something out of it. And I appreciate each and every one of you for coming up and teaching me new stuff and, showing what you're capable of doing. And in turn, maybe, well, except for dotty dots, I will never do. And, have fun and show respect and just appreciate everybody, because we're living in times now that appreciation is not shown as much, and it really needs to be brought back into communities and the respect. So, all right, cameras up. Let's see those lovely faces.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You just want to see my jammies.
Well,
I put a jumper on.
Yeah, here's Octo. Come on,
Thanks
Carl.
for having me on, Tammy.
Thank you so much for you guys helping everybody.
Well, I never really kept up with chat, did I?
No.
And do you have anybody have a certain time they're on? Do they want to promote what time they do their shows? Michelle, Carl, do you know is there anybody else on today?
Today, Nunu's on, Plastic Alchemist at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, I think Lindsay's on, I'm not sure. Lindsay's builds. And Octo's live tomorrow.
Okay. What about you, Stuart? When are you on?
Right. Basically, I'll say that Bob goes live from 10 till 2.
I'll go write this down.
Right. I go after Bob from 2 till 6 or 7. This is Eastern Standard Time. Even though I'm in Scotland, I know the Eastern Standard Time like the back of my hand. For you people in the UK, that will be from 7 p.m. our
7 p.m.
time
Oh,
till
we,
like
yeah,
11.
we're getting used to that as well.
This is why when people say to me, "What time is it?" and I'm thinking it's 4 o'clock, and I'm looking at the time now. I know it's 9 p.m. our time, but up here it's like it's 4 o'clock. I could look at any time and go back 5 hours because my brain is like, even though I'm like 5 hours ahead of time, I'm 5 hours behind. So I go up my bed like 5 o'clock in the morning, my time. That's 12 o'clock midnight. When I get up 12 o'clock midday, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I've worked this out. I cannot believe I can sit here and actually talk East Coast from Scotland. It's crazy. But I will say that from
you need to have Stuart over for dinner one night. God bless you.
I'm gonna say because we're sort of east coast of Scotland.
Whereabouts are you then?
Not far from Aberdeen.
Not far from Aberdeen.
Neither, same here. You're not that far from Aberdeen either.
I'm not going to blow my location, but you know where Brechin is?
Yeah.
Aye.
Well, I'm in Brechin.
Right.
We're not far from.
Do you know Ballater, Braemar?
Yeah. That's just over, like
that way.
We're up that way.
Yeah.
Well, I know where Braemar is. I know where Ballater is because Wendy's got a French magazine and
we're not far from there.
My son lives in Ballater.
Okay, I know exactly where you are. You're just like the other side of the hills that we've got here.
Basically.
If over here, I'm in Deeside anyway, so yeah, I mean you're just like the other side of us.
Hi.
Oh shit! I started.
Well, local.
Oh, look at the kitty.
Little pretty cat.
I don't drive. I don't drive. I've got my provisional license, but I don't drive.
Yeah, neither does he.
Oh no. All right, guys, we're gonna call it. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate y'all.
Drop me an email if you can, Michelle or Carol. Drop me an email.
Stay where you are a minute.
Tommy,
just yell over the hill.
Just don't forget to do the outro and end the stream.
Oh yes, I won't see. Thank you. That's why you're here, Carl.
All
right.
As well.
All I have to do is hit
share.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Momsy.
Right. You still live?